Shalom set apart ones. We are at a spiritual war, a war against the spiritual forces of the evil one. From the beginning, the seed of wickedness is what the evil one used to convince the woman to stop listening to wisdom and forsake her covering. She was confident that the tree amid the garden was good for food and that it was pleasant to the eyes and a tree to be desired to make one wise. As we read this, notice she listened, she saw, she has desired, and she has tasted it. The woman did not resist. She ate the fruit. And she also tried to hide herself from YaHUaH. But YaHUaH sees everything. As for the evil one, we read in Proverbs 21 verse 30 that there is no wisdom, no understanding, no counsel that can stand against YaHUaH. His word is forever. His wisdom is from the beginning. We are to listen and obey his statutes and commandments. As Yahusha said in John 10 verses 2 to 5, "He that enters by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. To him the doorkeeper opens, and the sheep hear his voice. And he calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. And when he puts forth his own sheep, he goes before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. A stranger will they not follow, but will flee from him, for they know not the voice of strangers." Are we aware of the strange voices, thought, and wisdom that are not from YaHUaH? Are we fleeing the path of wickedness? Is sound wisdom, the voice of Yahusha, audible to us? A zealous man said this about how it was like meeting his wife. She was cast out in the open field to the lording of her life since birth. When the men passed by her and saw her defiled in her blood, he said to her when she was in her blood, "Live." Yes, he said to her when she was in her blood, "Live." He has caused her to multiply as the bud of the field. She has increased and grown great and come in the finest ornaments. Now when he passed by her and looked upon her, see, her time was time of love. And he spread his skirts over her and covered her nakedness. Yes, he swore to her and entered into a covenant with her, and she became his. Then he washed her in water. Yes, he thoroughly washed away her blood from her and anointed her with oil. He clothed her with embroidered work and leather sandals, and wrapped her in fine linen, and covered her with silk. He adorned her also with ornaments, put bracelet upon her hands and a chain on her neck, and he put a jewel on her forehead, and earrings on her ears, and a beautiful crown upon her head. She was adorned with gold and silver, and her clothing was of fine linen, silk and embroidered work. She ate fine flour, honey, and oil, and she was exceedingly beautiful, and did prosper into his kingdom. And her fame went out among the nations because of her beauty, for it was perfect through his splendor he had put on her. But she trusted in her beauty and played a harlot because of her fame, and she poured out her fornications on everyone that passed by who desired it. Moreover, she has taken her son and daughters, whom she has borne to him, and she sacrificed them to be devoured. And he said to her, "Is your wooing a small matter?" She broke her covering instead of loving him with all her heart, body, and being. As we can see, this is a spiritual matter. When doubt enters a woman's heart, she soon forgets her covering. Since she is no longer covered and with no protection, she leads herself to her death. "Have I any pleasure at all that the wicked should die?" said the Master YaHUaH. "And not that he should return from his ways and live. But when the righteous turns away from his righteousness and commit iniquity, and does according to all the abominations of that the wicked man does, shall he live? All his righteousness that he has done shall not be mentioned, and his trespass that he has trespassed, and his sin that he has sinned, and then shall he die. Yet you say the way of YaHUaH is not equal? Hear now, O house of Israel. Is not my way equal? Are not your ways unequal? When a righteous man turns away from his righteousness and commit iniquity, and dies in them, for his iniquity that he has done shall he die. Again, when the wicked man turns away from his wickedness that he has committed, and does that which is according to Torah and judgment, he shall save his being alive. It is displeasing to Yah that we should die. His love is so perfect. After all he has done for his bride, Yah awaits us to fear him, to flee wickedness, to return and listen, to hear and obey. This is how to please him. Like Melech David said in Psalm 51, you delight not in burnt offering. The sacrifices of Elohim are a broken spirit, a broken and a contrite heart. O Elohim, you will not despise. A strange woman, her crossover to redemption. Some women lack wisdom, others turn away from wisdom. Proverbs 18 verse 15 reads, the heart of the clever gets knowledge, and the ears of the wise seek knowledge. If you lack wisdom, seek it out through prayers and abide in the truth of the Most High. Like the wife of Toviah prayed against the evil spirit that had killed her coverings. 7 husbands died on her wedding night, but Yah answered her prayer and sent Raphael the angel to bind the evil spirit. Toviah's father as well instructed him to be aware and not taking a strange woman as a wife, but one from the seed of his father. For he says, we are the son of prophets, Noah, Abraham, Yitzhak, and Jacob. Later on, she was delivered from the evil spirit and become Toviah's wife. When approaching Yah, first humble yourself before your Maker and Redeemer. He is the Almighty, He is the Creator, and you are the created. So ask according to His will. Pray that He leads you to live and not die. Seek Yah's face that through you wisdom shines wherever you go. Pray that the spirit of Chokmah and Emunah guide you always. Through prayers, Toviah's wife sought her deliverance, and Yah redeemed her. We read in John 10 verses 10 to 11, the thief comes not but to steal, kill, and destroy. I came that they might have life, and that they might have it abundantly. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd gives his life for the sheep. Knowing this, how does the strange woman find a way to her covenant? Many women had crossed over, but YaHUaH's story is one of an aspiring woman who crossed over to redemption. 2 spies come to an hallowed house named Rachab, and they lodged there to view the land of Jericho before they took over. She hid them up to the house roof with the stalks of flax. She testified later on what she had heard of Israel in verse 9. I know that YaHUaH has given you the land, and now your fear falling upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land faint because of you. There we can see she had a spirit of discernment. She knew YaHUaH had given them the land before it had happened. For we have heard how YaHUaH dried up the water of the sea of reed for you when you come out of Mitzrayim, and what you did to the 2 kings of the Amorites that were on the other side of Jordan River, Sihon and Og, whom you utterly destroyed. She listened and observed the power of Elohim. And as soon as we had heard these things, our hearts did melt. Neither did there remain any more courage in us because of you. She now feared YaHUaH and no longer feared the gods of her people. And she said, for YaHUaH your Elohim is Elohim of the heaven above and the earth beneath. She placed YaHUaH above all. And now this is her request. Now therefore please swear by me by YaHUaH, since I have shown you kindness, and that you will also show kindness to my father's house, and give me a true sign, and that you will keep alive my father, and my mother, and my brothers, and my sisters, and all that they have, and deliver our lives from death. So powerful. Rachab made her vow in the name of YaHUaH, and she made a contract with the spy to return her kindness. She asked to give her a sign showing kindness to her family. She was a selfless woman, a wise woman ready to build. Rachab asked for a true sign that would benefit others. The Rachab story is not about her. It is also not about her family and those that were saved in Jericho. Her story is about her Redeemer, Yahusha HaMashiach. Have you ever been on the other side of wisdom? Many of us with humble beginnings. Keep going. Return from your ways. Keep believing in Yah no matter what you face. Fear Him. Listen and do His commandments. And endure till the end, for His arm is not too short to rescue His people. Keep the spirit of discernment, like Rachab, who symbolized Israel, for she was the mirror of the bondwoman YaHUaH redeemed out of Mitzrayim. Yah takes no pleasure in our death, even in a prodigal way. When we show love to our Elohim, nothing could stand against us as we live to keep His commandments and teaching. YaHUaH has given us His word, Yahusha, to remind us who He is, who we are, and what is true love and wisdom.